Welcome to the Wilshire Gun Podcast.
What's going on, guys? Back at it. We got the July podcast coming. Thank you guys for tuning back in again, as always. We love seeing you. Or
you seeing us?
Yeah, right. Yeah. So we're going to start off sales info. We got a pretty good sale coming up in July. What do we got?
Basically, I want you guys to get ahead of hunting season this year. Every year, everyone comes in scrambling about the last week to 10 days before hunting season to get their rifles squared away. So we've got a complete complement of hunting scopes, mounting accessories for whatever rifle it's going to go on top of, whether it be AR type rifle or your bolt guns. So you buy a new bolt gun from us, which I'd love you to, and it doesn't have a top rail. We have top rails to go with it. Rings and bases in your typical 30 mil, 1 inch, and your AR type mounts as well. Those are pretty popular. And we have one of your entry level digital night visions. So we have 4 or 5 different kinds of these. These are great for night hunting hogs or varmint hunting. I'm not sure if you can use these for deer or any type like that. But this is a cool entry level. This is the Pulsar. What is it? The NX 455. What do I got this sticker at? Yeah, this one's $1,900. So significantly cheaper than some of your
Analog night vision.
Yeah, like the what are the other ones?
The Ricoh.
Yeah, those are like $5,000 and $6,000. So you can see in the dark with one of those, or you can see in the dark with one of these and save a considerable amount of money. And this fits in your traditional rings and bases, mounts, and stuff like that.
So what is the price range on something like this? This is $1,900. Is this higher range, lower range?
So if you're shooting at night, this is probably your mid-range. We have some options that are $400 to $500, and then we have them all the way up to $6,000 for your really nice thermals. So there is a scope option to shoot day and night here from mid to extreme upper.
So yeah, I mean this is
a
great sale, honestly. If you're active about it and you get out, we can get you a scope, we can get it mounted, we can get it zeroed, all in one place, in the same day kind of stuff. Like this is not.
Pretty much.
And I'll tell you, I do this every year. Come about, I don't know, August, September. I beg people, come in here, don't wait.
Yep.
And they never do, and then they get mad when they have to wait 4 hours. So sale info on this stuff's coming out. It'll be down below us, and so you guys can see the different scopes and the different stuff like that. We're going to have pretty good deals on these. So if you guys are looking for a new scope or you want to change something up, come check us out and we can get you squared away. Moving on. Obviously, we want to thank everybody that came out for the Father's Day shoot and drawings and all that kind of stuff. Congratulations to the winner that's going to be drawn later today as we're filming this. So congratulations from the future, past, however that works. Important stuff though, training classes. Training classes are up on the website. A lot of the normal offenders are there, pistol fundamentals, sims, SDAs, all that good stuff. But we have a couple unique ones coming. We're running another USCCA instructor course. So if you would like to go get your instructor certification to teach pistol fundamentals from USCCA, that's coming. You can find that on the website. The other one is July 13th. We are running a free home defense seminar. It's completely free. All you got to do is basically sign up and show up. There's a QR code down below me somewhere further down the newsletter that has a QR code. You can zap that QR code. It'll take you right to the sign up. Get signed up there. Show up. July 13th, 6:30 p.m. Going to be a good time. A lot of good information. I highly recommend you come. Like I said, it doesn't cost you anything except gas, so it costs you $1 million to get here. But that doesn't matter. Whatever. So, come on down. Come to that. Enjoy it. We look forward to seeing you at that. Next. Let's push all this out of here. Little quick tabletop review. This is a cool little device we've had around for a while. This is made by Manus. This is the Blackbeard. I reviewed my Manus products before. Basically, everything that they offer is some sort of trigger press trainer or fire trainer, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
The original one I did was the accelerometer that you attach to your gun. It tracks trigger pull and all that kind of cool stuff. This one is a reset tool for a rifle. And these are actually really neat. I've played with one of these before. It comes in 2 pieces. It's very simple. And all it does is enhance your dry fire for an AR style rifle. It's going to fit in your 5.56, 223 variants. It may fit in something similar like a 300 Blackout.
Mm-hmm.
As long as the upper receiver is the same. It probably will not fit in an AR-10.
No, definitely not.
But it comes, like I said, 2 pieces, really. It's really just 2 pieces. You got the battery pack, which goes in the magwell, and this bolt that has a resetting mechanism in it and a laser out of the front. And then this little charger and sticker. So basically what you do is you pop that into your upper receiver. It takes the place of your charging handle and your bolt carrier group. Then you take the battery pack, which looks like a magazine. You stick that up in your magwell, which makes a connection and charges the bolt. So every time I pull my AR trigger now, it's going to cycle the hammer, and it'll fire a laser, basically once it impacts the little device down here, allowing you to get much more proficient dry fire training out of your rifles than click, 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 and you're having to run that bolt every time. This will do it for you. Like I said, our trainers down there were playing with these, and I got my hands on it. It's actually a really neat deal, and you'd be surprised how important. We always push dry fire on pistols. Most people don't realize dry fire is something you should do on your rifles as well. Getting that good trigger press, and this is definitely a very handy tool to do that. And I think price on these $200. So
you take that versus $230 of ammo.
Yeah,
this will last you a whole lot longer.
Yeah, but awesome little training tools. Definitely come give them a check out. They're right there behind that front register. Come ask them about them. Come get you a cool deal. So, okay. Moving into, like I said, last month, my new favorite section, Behind the Build. So watch this. I'm going to turn Gavyn into our favorite general manager, Tyler Miller. So this month we got Tyler with his Geisley rifle up here, and he's going to walk us from the nose to the butt, tell you what, why, where, when, maybe even how.
Yeah, something along those lines. I think I will go and we will talk about why this thing is set up the way it is, and really where it comes from. And if I sound a little preachy when I do this, I apologize in advance. But been around this enough time that I just kind of have certain tried and true rules that I kind of live by until such time as I get data that changes things significantly, and kind of go from there. So I've got a lot of different ARs. I've got a lot of different rifles. This one, though, is pretty unique in in why it's set up the way it is, and that's why I chose to kind of present this one. In my house, we actually, prior to this gun, we had only 2 true 16-inch standard carbines that weren't SBRs, pistols, or short barrels that had permanently affixed silencers on them, which you can do, and the ATF says as long as it's permanently affixed, like welded or pin-in welded or something on there, it's part of the barrel, so it goes your overall length, right? And so all of the rifles that I personally used were NFA items in one way or the other, or short-barreled like pistols. Well, to get there, I got to kind of say that there's certain places that I travel to with my family, and we're going to get there, that those were not kosher. And so, okay, well, that's nice. So basically, you're telling me you needed a 16-inch gun. Yes, I needed a 16-inch gun that I could use, and I wanted a really nice one. So this is what I settled on. And really, how did we get here, though? That's really the thing that you kind of understand. So, again, like I said, I got tried and true rules through all the years of me being in the industry, being around, being in the military, doing this different stuff, and going to a lot of classes, doing a lot of trainers, learning from the best that we've kind of got in the industry out there. And so I will go and I kind of start with these basic maxims and out there. And again, my method, not necessarily everybody else's method, but Tyler's rules to kind of live by, at least for now, right? So, you start off with a fundamental thing that pistols are really, really bad fight stoppers, right? We all carry pistols and concealed carry permits and in Oklahoma, constitutional carry. But mostly, in the reality, when you really think about it, pistols exist as a deterrent for most people that carry them. Cops and police pull them out and say, don't stop doing bad things or I'm going to shoot you, right? Or you are doing a bad thing and I have no choice, but this is the quickest and easiest thing for me to shoot you. But when they have time, you notice the police, they go and they grab rifles, right? In the military, we don't teach pistols to privates, right? We issue M4 carbines to privates. And we don't issue M4 carbines, we issue 249 saws and 240 machine guns, right? And then that's where we kind of go. So obviously we see a thing here, and it's basic science. Rifle rounds stop fights. Handguns kind of try to stop behavior until you can get to a rifle. So, it's the basic kind of lesson. Rifles are fight finishers, right? We carry pistols because we can't always carry a rifle carbine, but we carry the pistol to allow us to fight to our rifle, right? That's the basic once you start really getting into it and training and understanding those concepts, that's where you go. So from that lesson, I take worst case scenario, bad things in this world, always have a rifle on you or near you that you can have access to. Locked inside your vehicle, right? In a bag, in your office, whatever the conditions are in your house, always have a rifle, right? Rifles are fight finishers. So we take that as Tyler's lesson number 1, all right? And then from that, I went and got the opportunity to know one of the best instructors who's trained tons of folks who really are the best instructors now. His name is Pat Rogers. And Pat, had a lot of isms throughout his life and may rest in peace. And, he kind of mentioned one a long time ago that the data's since the beginning of World War II or something like that, the average engagement range for the infantry was under 150 meters, 130 meters, something like that. I can't remember the numbers, right? Most engagements for police officers and military, like in Iraq, and even precision with carbine in Afghanistan was under 50 meters or 30 meters, right? So when you look at that in the propensity, just the sheer scale of data goes and shows you that for your rifle, you have to be able to make really good hits to about 100 meters. If you can go and operate within that 100-meter envelope really, really well, then you're doing the right thing. You're pretty good. So you want to be able to have on your weapon system the capability to engage and maximize your ability to make quality, 1-shot, 2-shot, whatever hits to an adversary within that 100-meter, 100-yard envelope, right? Now, Afghanistan obviously changes some things. I was there, right? A lot of people have been there. And we say, well, we engage people a lot further off. Yeah, but we weren't really engaging them with precision carbines and stuff accurately at those distances. We were making a lot of noise and sending rounds in their general area until we could go and get our machine gunners or our designated marksmen or our snipers up to engage them better. And most of that was to stop them from moving until we either had indirect fire or close air support on them. This doesn't really apply to us in the civilian world. But that's why I'm saying that our biggest thing is from this, we take the lesson that the best skill set you can possibly really have is learn how to use your weapon system to engage to 100 meters, 100 yards, right? Really, really well. Maximize your ability to do it. And then know how this thing would perform for 300, 400, 500 towards area targets. So in the absolute worst case scenario, if all hell breaks loose in the world, right? So from that, that's a lesson that we kind of take. And so from there, third lesson is have equipment that you know how to use that enhances those first two pieces. Makes the weapon easy to have around you and makes it very easy for you to make good quality hit, or enhances the ability for you to make quality hits to 100 meters, 100 yards, and how to satisfactorily engage area targets to 300 or 400 yards, right? So if you can add equipment onto that you know how to use, okay. So that then leads into lesson number 4, which is ammunition. So quality ammunition in a quantity that you have available, so you know what you have, you know you have a consistent amount of it, and you know how it shoots consistently is important. And then so we'll talk about that, because that's one of the things that in a lot of these builds we neglect, is we don't talk about what are we shooting as an ammunition out of it reliably, what do we know. And so ultimately, then the last piece you have is, as your capabilities to operate in different environments change or grow over time, if that's something you choose to do, a la night vision, then equipment gets added to allow that capability to be utilized. If not, then there's no point in the weapon system, right? And there's no point in the capability. I've got night vision, but I don't have the ability to use it. So what good is it, right?
Right.
So they have to complement one another. So that all builds down to the end. And I know that's a lot of like rambling. You're like, where's he going with this point? But it's the reason why this is built. So, in general, to finalize before we get into the actual components of this thing, I needed a rifle that I could travel with to all AR compliant states that didn't have a silencer permanently attached to it. But I wanted to be able to use the silencer if I could. So, Geisley was my choice. I had a lot of options. I looked for a Knights. I looked for a lot of different stuff. I chose the Geisley because price point for me was great, and then already had the ability with a pin and weld Surefire device for my Surefire silencer, and good components, good quality stuff. So I chose the Geisley 14.5 inch with a permanently pinned and welded Surefire SOCOM muzzle device. That's kind of where it starts. The 3 big pieces of equipment that are kind of like mandatory that I think everybody really needs is, the very first is, people neglect slings, right? So on here is a Blue Force Gear Vickers sling. It's a padded one that I've got. It's got QD swivels. I like QD swivels on them because I have the ability to quickly adjust lengths, so I can go and take and move it backwards into carbine length, and then I can also go and take and move it and lock it back forward into rifle or patrol length, we call it, so I can adjust when I'm working around different stuff, barriers or all these different stuff. And then, of course, adjust length in and out with the sling. So many people think the sling is just there to carry the rifle. The sling is a tool that's can greatly enhance your ability to make hits, especially within the 100 yards, right? All sorts of ways to wrap and utilize the sling in order to stabilize a hold from multitude of shooting positions: standing, sitting, kneeling, prone unsupported. All of those can be enhanced when you know how to utilize the sling. And that's really, really important to, again, lesson, make quality hits in the 100-meter, 100-yard envelope, okay? I have a SIG Tango 6, 1-to-6 power variable optic. Now, mostly, you know me, I mostly use red dots, and if occasionally like a flip to the side or flip up magnifier. I'm not the world's biggest fan of an LVPO because I just think I just have a hard time with them in general being super effective. They work, but there's enough distortion in them because there's no true one power one that I've ever found that doesn't distort to a certain degree. But this one I like because it's a second focal plane, which allows the dot to be brighter and allows me to go and take and see it more like a red dot. I'm going to use it, which I like. It's not as fast as a normal red dot, but it is still pretty quick, and it is an enhancement. But the beauty of it is when I want to go and take an idea target or I have to make a precision shot, I have the ability to quickly go to 6 power just by turning. Yeah. And then now I have where I know where I'm shooting to. So that's a great enhancement. It has power settings, including the ability to run a night vision over here. But anybody that's ever used an LVPO with night vision goggles and stuff, it doesn't work all that well. So that's why right here on the side, I have a Trijicon RMR, an adjustable LED RMR. And it's offset so that when you go and take and when you're using it, when I'm orienting it and I need to go and take and I'm using a night vision, I simply orient to the side and then I can look down inside and then I'll use my NVGs and I can use it as in passive aiming mode where I can see it. It also acts during the day because it's an auto adjust. It'll also go and take and allow me to have a backup aiming system, which I think is really important. You always got to have some sort of backup aiming system, whether it's iron sights or something else that you trust and know the zero to. In fact, we'll talk about it, but I've got 3 different methods of aiming on here, so all of them are usable if I need be. Moving forward, again, because of night vision, I've got a Steiner D-Ball D2. This is probably the best laser illuminator that you can get that is civilian rated because it uses this big chunky LED over here adjuster, but it is really, really choice under night vision for those that are looking at an option. It's pretty neat and it's great and it works really, really well. It has both a visible green laser and your IR laser, aiming laser for when you're wearing nods. So that's the third mechanism for aiming is if need be, I can flip this over real quick and then when I initiate, I will go and take and initiate a green laser out of it by pressing either one of the 2 buttons. I have a Surefire dual fuel. So I like the dual fuels. They over the last few years, Surefire, Modlite, all of them have come out with the ability to use like 18650 rechargeable batteries. The dual fuel does that capability, and it really has enhanced the output, the throws, the lumens, and the capability of the lighting systems. I have it on a pressure switch, but I have a Modlite head. I prefer the Modlite heads for the way that they throw instead of, it's more tight focused to be able to kind of cut through and see into darker areas rather than the Surefire head. So I have a Modlite head on a Surefire. And then, like I already mentioned, I have a Surefire SOCOM Mini 2 silencer. So it allows me to go and take and cut the bite off of that thing when I want to take and put it on. But it goes and takes and keeps the gun a little bit shorter because it's a little bit shorter silencer. And then last but not least is when we're talking ammunition, there's a great Instagram account that I follow. It's called From the Gun Counter. He's hilarious. I'd love to meet the guy in real life. Many of his isms are very, very true and very good. I like it. And he did one just the other day, his Martin Luther, where he's like, what he tells customers, and Martin Luther, hanging up the commandments or whatever up on the door, and it's like, shoot 77 grain out of your rifles. It'll change your life. And it absolutely is true. If you have the ability to go and get access to like 77 grain Mark 262 clone ammo that's been out there, SIG makes good stuff. Black Hills makes obviously good stuff. You can find it out there. The 77 grain shoots incredible out of just about every rifle out there. It is significantly great from ballistic standpoint and also accuracy. So I shoot 77 grain Sierra Match Kings, and I have a good amount so that I can zero throughout the year to make sure my zero is consistent, and then I also go and have enough that I can carry it and not have to go and take and change ammos and ammo lots where I constantly don't know what my zero is inside here. So when I grab my magazines of ammo, both my carry ammo and my bug out bag ammo, it's all in there. All of it goes through, and I know exactly where it shoots on this thing. And then I have settings actually on the scope and on here that I actually have unsuppressed and suppressed settings that I automatically know with that ammo. I just adjust back and forth for my elevation adjustments with the suppressor, and I know exactly where it's going on each one of the aiming devices. So it's set up and all those things. So I have a rifle that I can carry with me in all the states where ARs are legal without being neutered or crazy, without all the stuff like California, right? And where I don't have to go and take the silencer, and it'll still work for me, and I know how to make it all work. So in the end, that's what I chose to do. Why it's there, I know it was a lot of words to go and kind of get there, but that's the reasoning. That is why my build is my build. That's why this rifle is the way it is. So.
All right, very cool.
I know that was a lot. I'm sorry.
Well, thank you for taking us over it.
How preachy. That was pretty preachy. I don't know.
As always, guys, thank you for joining us. That's going to wrap it up for this month. We'll see you next month. Can't wait to see you.